Red inspired uniforms and helmets tonight designed to look like their Hall of Fame mascot. And it's a red out as Western Kentucky takes on UTEP from Houchin Smith Stadium. It's Thursday night, college football primetime on ESPN. And we welcome you to Bowling Green, Kentucky, everyone. Good to be with you. Mike Corey, Rini, and Golia. A lot of excitement all week long around these new uniforms and helmets for Western Kentucky, a team that's off to a 3-2 start on the season.
And feel like they should be 4-1. They let one get away from them last time out at Boston College. Bye week, did a lot of self-correcting. They're ready to go. They're excited for this one tonight. And, and then for UTEP, new head coach Scotty Walden brings a lot of energy. I wouldn't call it a rebuild, more of like a reboot for them. He's a very excited coach, as you can see, and they're just hungry for a win. We'll see how they play tonight, but he said they're ready to go.
Tyson Helton on the other side, too. What tremendous success that they've had over the last 5 seasons.
5 straight bowl games, so I would say yes, that's pretty successful for Tyson Helton, and only a couple wins away from becoming bowl eligible once again this season.
Western Kentucky won the toss, and they will receive. They want the ball here to start tonight. Buzz Flaviano to kick off. And back deep, Easton Messer and K.D. Hutchinson for Western Kentucky. Hilltoppers in offense first, the injury to T.J. Finley, so in comes Caden Veldkamp, and how about when he had to come in for Finley against Middle Tennessee?
Well, yeah, look at those numbers. 5 touchdowns, no interceptions, almost 400 yards passing. Veldkamp, 6'6", 235. He's a big quarterback, strong arm. And, oh, by the way, he's experienced. So Finley goes down, Veldkamp steps in, and they really haven't missed a beat.
Elijah Young starts in the backfield on this set, the senior from Knoxville, Tennessee, to the right of Veldkamp. Plenty of time here, going deep down the sideline, and it's incomplete. Looking for Dalvin Smith. Oscar Moore was on coverage for UTEP.
I mean, I thought if Dalvin Smith just kept running to the post, he was wide open. Veldkamp waited for him to go to the corner, and the DB was able to get back to break the pass up.
76 for 108 on the season for Veldkamp. You see it, 883 yards with the 8 touchdowns and 4 picks.
Yeah, 70%, good completion percentage. Again, he's a good quarterback. He can spin it.
Young takes the inside handoff and gets just across the 30-yard line, sending up a 3rd down and 4. That was a gain of 6.
So you take the shot on 1st down. I like it, right? Aggressive, right out of the chute there, and then you come back and you're able to pick up 6 yards on 2nd down, get you back on schedule, a manageable 3rd and 4 here.
Smith goes in motion. 3rd and 4 Hilltoppers. It's out to Smith. He's got it. 1st down, pushed out of bounds across the 40-yard line. And the opening drive will continue. That's a gain of 9.
And you see how quick Veldkamp gets it out of his hand to Dalvin Smith. Good route by the senior receiver. Gets past the sticks, and Veldkamp puts it right on him. Keep the drive alive. Good conversion there.
Smith now lines up at the bottom of the screen. Motion man is Keyshawn Johnson, but again, it's a handoff to Young, and he's going to be taken down after just a gain of 1. Nate Diamond on the tackle for this UTEP defense.
Yeah, and UTEP, no secret, we talk to defensive coordinators every week, and J.J. Clark, the defensive coordinator for UTEP, said first and foremost, we have to win at the line of scrimmage. We have to stop the run, and you hold them to 1 yard on 1st down, you won that down there.
Veldkamp, no one open downfield, gets away and takes off, and he'll get a couple of yards. Really good protection there, but also better defense downfield by the Miners.
Yeah, tremendous coverage in the secondary. Exactly what you want to do. Veldkamp nowhere to go, and Maurice Westmoreland, number 0 defensive end, is able to trip Veldkamp up, not let him get a big yardage there with his feet.
3rd down and a long 7 here on this opening drive of the night for Western Kentucky. Got the stack formation for the wide receivers. Veldkamp again. Stepping up this time, going to be taken down. Maurice Westmoreland on the sack for UTEP. And it starts out well for the Miners.
And again, Excellent coverage in the secondary. They only rushed 4. Nowhere for Veldkamp to go with the ball. They showed pressure. They dropped off. They did a couple stunts. He steps up, and Westmoreland, the defensive end, steps in and makes his second play in a row, gets the sack.
And that's a loss of 8 on the play. Cole Maynard is the punter. Will get the snap from Rex Robick, and back to return is Cam Thomas. Very dangerous return man for UTEP. Has it at the 26, and he's hit and taken down. Cam Thomas does a lot of things, and it was Robick that actually made the tackle that time for Western Kentucky. And UTEP gets their first opportunity on offense here tonight with their starting quarterback, Cade McConnell. They've went with Skylar Locklear a bunch this season, but now it's Cade McConnell's turn here.
Yeah,
Reedy.
you know, and talking to head coach Scotty Walden about it, he just felt like McConnell is very consistent. They needed that consistency on the offense. He's steady, he's calm, he's got experience. It's an offense, it's just out of rhythm. But if they can get into that rhythm tonight, eliminate the penalties, feel like they can move the ball down the field.
Going to spread him out here to begin on 1st down and 10 from the 24 for UTEP, 5 wide. McConnell, they quickly swing it out to Trey Goodman, trying to set up a screen, and Western Kentucky shuts it down after a gain of just 1.
And you see a nice job there of Western Kentucky getting off the blocks on that wide receiver screen, making the tackle for no gain.
Kylan Guidry had the tackle that time for Western Kentucky. It's a handoff here now up to about the 30-yard line. That was Thomas, and now they're going to move Thomas around a lot. That's number 5, Cam Thomas. Let's talk about his positioning, Reedy.
Well, they call him the minor back, and what that means is he'll play running back. They'll also put him in the slot. He knows all the pass routes. They can get downfield. He's one of their best players. They want him on the field as much as possible.
Ezel Jolly is in the backfield now to the right of McConnell. It is 3rd down for the Miners. In motion goes Kenny Odom. Handoff, and it's Jolly has the first across the 40-yard line. Finally taken down by Devontae Matthews, but he picks up 12 yards.
Yeah, good blocking at the line of scrimmage there. Jolly hits the hole hard and picks up the 1st down.
So Scotty Walden's group here getting the stop early on defense and a big sack, and now they move the sticks here. And a 1st down attempt at the 42. McConnell in some pressure, rolls out of it. And nowhere to go. He's going to get hit hard there by Darius Thomas. No flags, loss of yardage on the play. I was wondering to see where he was going to hit him, too.
Yeah, and you got to be careful if you're Cade McConnell, because that's a clean hit. You have to protect yourself at the sideline, though. Got to be careful.
Second down and 11 here. Going to call that a sack. There's a loss of a yard in the play. Jolly stays in the backfield. Look where the wide receivers are, right down on the near sideline, right at the bottom of your screen. You can't even see them. They're right in front of the UTEP bench. Jolly with a carry, and he's going to lose major yardage there as it's Upton Stout. Another loss of 2 yards on that play. Going to be 3rd and long.
Upton Stout may be their best defensive player. He plays the star position. It's kind of like a hybrid corner safety. Comes up, makes a lot of plays. That time you see him shoot through there and make that tackle for the loss.
They bring in another offensive lineman here, Jaquan Toney, in the right side of the O-line on this 3rd down and 13 situation. Hilltoppers look like they're bringing some pressure here at the line. But they cross it too soon. Stout hits the QB as he throws, and the pass is incomplete, looking for Thomas. There are no flags down. It's going to be 4th down and 13 for UTEP.
Yeah, dialed up pressure did Tyson Summers, the defensive coordinator. They get to McConnell. Forces that pass probably a beat before he wanted to throw, and it was a deep out. So this had to be a perfect pass, and you see Upton Stout puts another hit on him.
We were talking with Walden about this yesterday. It's not about you're in 3rd down and 13. It's how did you get to 3rd down?
Well, they're only 30% conversions on 3rd down this year, and they've been in 3rd in forever. And he's like, we have to figure out why we're getting in 3rd and forever. It's just, and they were in it right there once again.
Adam Jacklin punting it away for KD Hutchinson, who gets it on the bounce across the 20-yard line, take it down across the 25. 41-yard kick with a 6-yard return. And Western Kentucky back on offense when we come back. Big Red, the mascot, inspired uniforms and helmets here tonight from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Back after this. Tyson Helton for Western Kentucky. The football family is father Kim and brother Clay, who we saw week 1 at Georgia Southern.
Yeah, and we had a great conversation with Tyson Helton yesterday, and just, football family, it's in their blood. It's doing a great job here at Western Kentucky. They're putting a new indoor facility in. They kind of redid the home sideline and press box, and a lot of great things going on here at Western Kentucky. But yeah, the Helton family, it's in their blood. Matter of fact, his nephew, Turner Helton, is the backup quarterback, which is Clay's son, if you followed me there.
It's a reverse to KD Hutchinson. He's got blocking in front. Hutchinson down the sideline. KD Hutchinson inside the UTEP 35. Finally, Josiah Allen brings him down for the Miners. He rumbles for 42.
Yeah, tremendous play call. A little reverse here, and you get it in the hands of KD Hutchinson, one of your smaller slot receivers. Very quick, and a big chunk play to start that possession.
Well, swinging out again for Hutchinson, and he has it this time. That's the longest rush of the season.
So it's interesting for Western Kentucky. They have a new offensive coordinator, first-year coach, offensive coordinator for Western Kentucky, Will Friend. He's up in the box. He calls the plays, okay? Then co-offensive coordinator Drew Hollingsworth, he sends him in via coach-to-player communication to Caden Veldkamp.
Veldkamp takes a snap on second down. They swing it out to Messer, and he's going to be dropped right on the spot that time. This tackle, it's a loss of 1. And it was Lance Russell that made the stop that time for UTEP.
And Russell played that beautifully. He saw the play, he read it, and he reacted to it, shedded the block, and made that tackle.
UTEP, Rainey, is also down 2 really good defenders in A.J. Odoms, one of their cornerbacks, who's got 15 tackles on the season, and their second leading tackler, Corey Chapman, the linebacker, is out.
Yeah, and you just got to have that next man mentality, right?
Veldkamp looking deep for Smith. He's got it. Touchdown, Hilltoppers. Dalvin Smith in the catch, and Western Kentucky strikes first.
If Caden Veldkamp ran down the field and handed the ball to Dalvin Smith, I don't think he could have handed it to him any better than he just threw it to him. Boy, that's just a fade route down the sideline, and Veldkamp puts it on the money to Dalvin Smith. Beautiful pass.
Second receiving touchdown of the season for Smith, and the 9th thrown this year by Veldkamp as Lucas Carnero adds the extra point. 7-0 Hilltoppers.
Outstanding protection up front. Great route by Smith, and the money ball by Veldkamp. Western Kentucky leads it early, 7-0.
Second drive of the game for Western Kentucky ends in a touchdown. Really, a couple of big plays here.
Well, when you open it up with a 42-yard rush, oh, by the way, your longest run of the year, puts the defense on their heels, and then you finish it off, Veldkamp to Dalvin Smith, and that's how you have a 4-play, 74-yard drive in a minute and 38 seconds, ending in a touchdown.
Yeah, it was KD Hutchinson on that 42-yard run to get things set up. As you see it there. Hutchinson had 4 catches for 88 yards coming into the game, and then had that big 42-yard run, and 7-0 Western Kentucky.
And Hutchinson's one of those returning players that's been here. You know, you got to catch yourself, right? Because with the transfer portal, there's so many new players, and I write on my boards now who's a returning player, and he's one that's been here.
On the return here is Kenny Odom for UTEP, taken down at the 20-yard line. What an SEC on ABC college football lineup we have for you coming up on Saturday. Number 7, Alabama hosting South Carolina at noon. And then it's the 120th Red River rivalry game of the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. It's number 1 Texas, number 18 Oklahoma. That will cap off the night with 9th ranked Ole Miss and 13th ranked LSU in Death Valley That's a pretty darn good lineup.
I mean, it's a great lineup, but I think I'm like everybody else. You want to see what Alabama does, right? How do they bounce back after losing to Vanderbilt? The Fighting Diego Pavias.
Hand off to Jolly here for UTEP as he gets up close to the 25. Yeah, I'm thinking about the Red River rivalry game, and a flag comes in here as well. And I know Texas is #1, but I mean, I feel like that's always a battle, right? I mean,
Listen,
Oklahoma, they're like a 2-touchdown favorite.
And now we're in the meat of the conference play. The SEC is about to just beat each other up week in and week out. It's about to get real fun.
All right, so no foul on the play. Reed Brotherton is our referee here tonight.
And we talked about it with the portal. There's more parity everywhere. I thought Vanderbilt would play well last week. I don't think anyone in their wildest dreams thought they would beat Alabama, but they did. And I think you're going to see more of that throughout the college football season.
McConnell's pass, it's caught. Odom, he's got it. First down, he goes down the sideline. Makes a couple men miss. Still on his feet. Look out, this is Kenny Odom trying to take it to the house, and he will. Touchdown, Miners. How about that? 76 yards.
Well, that would constitute as a pretty good answer. Just a quick pass to Odom, and then makes a couple guys miss right here, and then watch this move, and then he's gone. I mean, look at the speed by Kenny Odom. Oh, by the way, transferred in from Austin Peay, came with his coach, Scotty Walden.
And that was Jolly on the block here on the outside, which was tremendous. That helped spark Odom to get that touchdown. Obviously, their longest play of the season. And Buzz Flabiano adds the extra point, and just like that, we're tied at 7 with 7:02 to go in the first.
So we talked about a rhythm. Well, that's a rhythm, right? And at the end of the day, get the ball in the hands of your most explosive players, and there's the great block, as you said, by Jolly there, and then the cutback on DeMarco Williams, the safety by Kenny Odom, and just the speed as that leg's kind of flipping back. They can't get him, and he takes it to the house. Players need to make plays. Kenny Odom just made a big-time play right there.
Certainly did. This is what you need if you're the Miners, right? I mean, it was almost getting set up the way the season has gone for them. As you see Walden talking to the official, it's that they've given up so many big plays. We just saw it in the second drive. They gave up the 42-yard run, the 38-yard touchdown, and you said how Walden's an excitable guy. What do you think's going on there?
Yeah, he's just having a good conversation with the officiating crew, but you know, to say the offense has been bad for UTEP is an understatement.
Right.
You saw the graphic there. They only average a little over 15 points a game scoring, 87 yards rushing, 234 passing, 322 total. That's bottoms in the nation. And so to get a play like that out of Kenny Odom, boy, that'll put a little jolt in you.
But then you're going to have something like this.
You can't do that, right? That's the stuff that drives coaches nuts. You have momentum, you have a big play, you tied it up, and then your kicker kicks it out of bounds, and now you're giving great field position to Western Kentucky. Those are unforced errors, right? You just can't have them, right? Sometimes there's errors, right, that the opponent makes you make, right? And you understand that. That's the game of football, but it's the unforced ones. Kick out of bounds, the penalties, pre-snap penalties, post-snap penalties. You just got to clean that up.
It's been kind of feast or famine for them. There was a couple of games where they had a couple penalties, and then there's some where they had, you know, up in 8, 9, 10 penalties. So that one just gives Western Kentucky good field position. Yeah, look at that, right? I mean, last week versus Sam Houston, that's one of those games where you're like, you're not going to win giving up 120 yards in penalties.
And a lot of holding penalties as well. And they said they really went back to fundamentals with the offensive line this week. Just working on your first step, your hand placement.
Well, and Tyson Helton on the far side was also talking to one of the officials as well, so he had some stuff to say also. It's 1st and 10 for Western Kentucky. Messer and Young. Backfield, they split out Messer now. Now he's in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Young. And a good run as he gets up close to the first down marker at the 45-yard line. They're going to give it to him, a 10-yard run as Oscar Moore makes the tackle.
I'll tell you what, though, center Evan Wimberly, he is snapping that ball back there. Something fierce to Velkamp. Now, Velkamp's 6'6" with long arms. A couple of these snaps have been high. We got to watch that, see if he gets him down just a little bit. You don't want to send one over his head.
Young goes in motion, takes the handoff. Here he goes across midfield into UTEP territory. Another good one 8 yards on that play. Shelton on the tackle.
And talking to offensive coordinator Will Friend, who's a former offensive lineman, played back in the day at Alabama, he said, even in these offenses that kind of spread out and want to throw the ball, you got to establish the run first. I like what they're doing here with Elijah Young.
And they're moving quickly here as Veldkamp's pass is caught up at the 38-yard line by the tight end River Helms. Gains 9 yards and another Hilltoppers first down.
River Helms is just one of those very dependable tight ends, right? Excellent hands there as he makes that catch on the sideline. He can put his hand on the ground at the end of the line of scrimmage, let him block. He's an old school tight end.
Another reverse. It's Young to Messer, back to Veldkamp, but he's got a ton of room off the left side as he's going to run to the 30 and then get upended there by Josiah Allen, a couple yards shy of the first down.
That's where you got to know your limitations if you're Caden Veldkamp. I know he wanted to get to the sideline. He took a big hit. Just get to the 30 and slide, you know, just get down. But good decision not to throw that up because there was good coverage in the secondary by UTEP.
Yeah, Veldkamp's going to do that. He's taken off a few times this year. He's got 42 yards rushing. He's got 3 touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns to go along with a 9 through the air. Play fake, going deep again. He's got Johnson, Keyshawn Johnson. He couldn't haul it in. Incomplete, and racing back there was Xavier Smith on coverage for UTEP. Going to be 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, should have been a touchdown, and Keyshawn Johnson knows that. Listen, he's been a really good addition to the team this year. Hard worker, very physical, and I mean, that just goes through the breadbasket. I love it because the DB got up shaking his hand like he broke the play up.
Right.
Keyshawn Johnson just dropped that ball, and you know, he knows he's got to catch that. And you watch, they will go back to him, and they'll go back to that play later in the game.
First 3rd down of this drive here as LT Sanders is in the backfield to the left of Veldkamp. Helms with a little motion, the tight end, you're saying it, but it's good this time to Messer, and he makes the catch, and he's inside the 5-yard line. So they go back to that exact same spot, but it's Easton Messer that makes a 26-yard grab.
Essentially the same play, but with Easton Messer, and then that time Veldkamp actually threw that back shoulder, which is like, it's impossible to cover this as a DB when you throw it back shoulder like this, because only the receiver can turn to make that catch. It's actually a good placement of the ball by Caden Veldkamp.
No doubt. Timeout UTEP as Western Kentucky is going to have 1st down and goal from the 2-yard line. So they've hit him on a couple of big plays here. You're right. The previous one probably should have been a touchdown catch. Instead, it was dropped, but now Messer sets him up on the doorstep.
And you talked about it earlier, Mike. UTEP's without a couple starters in the secondary, right? And so Western Kentucky knows that, so they're going to take their shots and take a look at there. Just good job by Messer to track that ball and find it. So when you go back shoulder like that, the DB is just, he can't find the ball, but the receiver can. He adjusts to it, makes the catch, and you're 1st and goal.
And that's one of those timing plays, right, where you got to be on the same page, quarterback, receiver.
The receiver needs to understand that you're going to throw it back shoulder like that, because the one before to Keyshawn Johnson wasn't. That was over the top in the breadbasket. Should have been a touchdown. He drops it, but they come right back down there, and they go a little bit more back shoulder fade to Messer, and he makes the catch.
First time in the red zone for either team. As Western Kentucky's touchdown was a 38-yard touchdown pass, and then UTEP came back with a 76-yarder. Now it's 1st and goal from the 2. Young in the backfield. He gets the call, and they are all over him. UTEP right in there to make the stop, and a loss of a couple of yards. Loss of 2. And Smith, along with Quanzivius Warren in there.
And KD Johnson, number 7, a defensive tackle, got off the ball extremely quick, beat the block, and actually met the running back in the backfield.
And I thought that was a good timeout, too, taken by one and say, hey, let's regroup here. Let's see if we can kind of hold them to a field goal. Now they got 2 more chances to try to stop them.
And if you can hold them to a field goal, that's a win, right, defensively. After them being 1st and goal, they won 1st down. See if they can get off the ball and do it again.
Matheson, bottom of the screen. Smith at the top. Play fake again, rolling, looking, end zone. The ball is tipped. It's going to be intercepted. It's picked off. It was deflected by Schufeld and Lance Russell. The interception for UTEP. How about that? Velkamp going to the end zone, and Russell picks it off for the Miners.
Yeah, Velkamp went through his progression. I thought he should have went underneath to the underneath route, which was the running back, Elijah Young. Right now, he doesn't. He holds it, and then Schufelt, the true freshman, number 21 for UTEP, playing middle linebacker, gets his hands up, deflects it, and Lance Russell with the interception. Better than holding them to a field goal. They get a takeaway. Excellent job by UTEP defensively there. Can't ask for much more. And to your point, tremendous timeout 2 plays earlier by Scotty Walden.
Well, and you said it there, Schufelt, a true freshman making his first career start for the Miners defensively, comes up with a monstrous play with the deflection, and they get the pick. And now McConnell from inside of his own end zone. The pass is incomplete off the hands of Odom.
And we talked about their third down woes this season, being in third long, and we specifically talked about staying ahead of the chains on first down. So you get an incomplete pass like that, now you're behind schedule, right? You're 2nd and 10. Now you got to try to make it up here. And this is what their issue's been all season.
See if they try to get a little breathing room here with Jolly, and that is the case, and he gets up close to the 10-yard line. You know, but hey, pretty good start for UTEP. I mean, they've already done some things that they haven't all season long, making big plays on offense, making big plays on defense. I mean, getting a takeaway. And
listen, Coach Walden said they were close, right? They just needed to clean up a lot of the stuff we've talked about. Stop shooting themselves in the foot with penalties, with alignment, with just stuff that they can clean up. And they've worked really hard at doing it. He said he thought they were really close, especially offense, but they've been playing hard.
Both teams substituting here, 5 wide for the Miners on this set. Now lining up in the backfield again is Jolly. It is 3rd down, 3rd and 6. And they get it out there to Jolly. He's got a 1st and more again, and he's upended at the 25-yard line. DeMarco Williams on the tackle. Excellent play call by UTEP.
Excellent read by quarterback Cade McConnell. The blitz comes. He knows where his hot read is. It's Jolly. He knows he's going to get hit. He gets it to him, turns up, and another 3rd down conversion for UTEP.
19-yard pickup here. McConnell, now they try to set up the screen, and the pass is incomplete.
And they just try to go tunnel screen there to Cam Thomas again. He's one of the best players, one of the best skill players, and he just saw a very big body coming at him in number 15, Zach Edwards, and just said, this one might get dropped.
Yeah, not sure he would have got too far had he made that catch.
No.
2nd down and 10 for UTEP. Vincent, tight end on the right side of the O-line. A little bit of pressure coming here from Western Kentucky. The pass is intercepted. Well overthrown, picked off by DeMarco Williams. Hilltoppers have it. Williams inside the 15. And now each team's throwing a pick tonight.
Yeah, and it's just a little miscommunication. You see Scotty Walden talking to his quarterback. He let the ball go. The receiver stopped the route. And that's just the safety playing center field. That's just an easy interception. Now, they sent pressure. They put a blitz on him, so he had to throw it a little quicker, but just a little miscommunication. And DeMarco Williams, the safety, just sitting back there saying, I'll play center field and take this easy pick.
First interception of the year for Williams, and he returned it 39 yards down to the UTEP 12-yard line. That's the 8th pick thrown by UTEP quarterbacks. Handoff going to Matheson. Touchdown, Western Kentucky. Michael Matheson for a 12-yard score. The Hilltoppers are back in front.
They like the underrounds with the receivers. We saw one to Katie Hutchison. Now we see one to Michael Matheson. Running back George Hart, number 9, out in front with a little lead block, and great quicks there by Michael Matheson to get it inside that pylon for the touchdown.
A lot of action here this first quarter. Some big strike plays. Lucas Carnero for the extra point, and it is good. So UTEP, after getting an interception to get the ball back on offense, then they give it right back on the pick. Williams sets them up, and Matheson goes in for the touchdown, and Western Kentucky leads 14-7. Week 6 NFL Sunday started with the Countdown Crew, 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN, the ESPN app. All the early breaking stories, injury updates, previews of each game right up until kickoff. We'll see you on Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN for Week 6 NFL Sunday, NFL Countdown.
Set my fantasy lines. You think Big Red has a fantasy team? Probably.
Probably does. Has he got Lamar Jackson on it? You and I do, right? Returning it here is Odom for UTEP. Gets up across the 20-yard line. DeAndre Williams on the tackle. And here comes Skylar Locklear. So Locklear had started. He came over from Austin Peay along with Coach Scotty Walden. Wanted to go with McConnell starting in this game tonight. Now they're going back to Locklear. What do you make of it?
And Locklear's the more athletic quarterback. 5'11", 195, can make a lot of plays with his feet. And we asked defensive coordinator for Western Kentucky, Tyson Summers, if they prepared for both of these guys, and he said they did, and they're seeing them early here.
Javon Jackson is in the backfield here for UTEP on this set. He has it, and he's taken down for a loss of 1.
You know, and when we talked to head coach Scotty Walden yesterday, I asked him, right, will we see Skylar Locklear? And he kind of turned his head and ignored me and said, McConnell's our guy. So if he was kind of playing coy with me a little bit, that he thought he was going to play him. I know he wasn't happy with McConnell with that last interception, but this might have been planned all along to kind of get Locklear back going, because it is a different look for the defenses than Cade McConnell gives.
That's a good point. Trips down the bottom of the screen, including the tight end Vincent, who comes off of it now. They go back on the ground here for Jackson, and he's up close to the first down marker at the 30-yard line. So you said he's more of a runner as well, but Jackson here on the carry. But you talk about Skylar Locklear has done a little bit of everything for them at the quarterback spot.
Yeah, and I think and they're going to go quick now as well.
It's 3rd down and 1, and it's Jackson, and he's taken down for a loss. Upton, Stout, and company, loss of 2 on the play.
And it was 15, Zach Edwards, defensive end. Very quick again, left side of the screen. So look at him get inside. He hits the big running back Jackson first, and then Upton Stout finishes him off. And so we talk about it all the time. You can go fast, right? But man, if you're not set yourself and the defense is ready for it, they knock you back off the line of scrimmage, and Zach Edwards made that play.
That's a good point. That's where it didn't work out for you. Now it's 4th down and 3, and you're going to give it right back to Western Kentucky here as KD Hutchinson is back to return the Adam Jacklin punt. Short kick, fair catch, 42-yard line for Western Kentucky. So excellent field position for the Hilltoppers with a 14-7 lead and just 29 seconds to go in this first quarter.
Yeah, and that's where you got to catch your breath as a defense, and you got to say, we got to get a stop here. Okay, we can't go down 21-7. Got to play really good first down defense too. We've seen Western Kentucky go vertical and go sideline to sideline. We'll see what they come out here first play.
This is Western Kentucky's 5th possession already of this first quarter. LT Sanders is in the backfield. Sanders has it, stretches it out, and UTEP able to take him down after a gain of a couple. Smith and Josiah Allen on the tackle for the Miners.
Yeah, Josiah Allen plays the spur position. Nice job getting off the block, making that tackle for a minimal gain there for Western Kentucky, and that'll bring us to the close of a very good and exciting first quarter.
It really was. Both teams with some big plays. Both teams have also thrown 1 interception so far here today, and it's a 14-7 lead for Western Kentucky. They'll have it 2nd down and 8 from their own 44. We come back to Bowling Green, Kentucky here tonight. Stay with us. Welcome back to ESPN College Football Primetime on this Thursday night from Western Kentucky. You see the first quarter numbers. I mean, look at this. UTEP, Rainey, averaging 7.9 yards a play. Western Kentucky averaging 8 yards a play.
How about 36 plays, 9 possessions for both teams in the first quarter? I had Army last week. I think they had 8 possessions the entire game, the way they controlled the ball.
Second down and 8 for Western Kentucky. Here's Young in the carry to start this second quarter, and he's going to be dragged down by Xavier Smith into UTEP territory, a yard shy of the first down, pick up a 7.
And we talked about running the ball, and Elijah Young's the main running back for Western Kentucky, and they said, we want to get him into a rhythm, get him some carries, get him going, and it looks like they're doing that tonight.
Former running back in Missouri, where he played 3 seasons there. He's got 2 rushing touchdowns this season. They also get it to him a lot in the screen game, if you will, and this is going to be a first down here by Veldkamp as he sneaks it inside the 48-yard line. Yeah, Young has 20 receptions on the season for 158 yards as well.
Yeah, he's an every down back. You like it. 5'10", 200 pounds. He can carry the ball. He can catch the ball. Oh, by the way, he can stay in pass protection as well. He's a good blocker. You like those backs that can do it all.
He's to the right of Veldkamp, 2 wide receivers to each side. First and 10, it's back to Young. Powers ahead inside the 40 of UTEP. Strong run there.
And what I like about him, he's got patience to the hole. He presses it, which means he just presses the hole. The hole's there, squares the shoulders and goes. Good lean, runs behind his pads well. It's a nice run, especially on first down. That's how you stay ahead of schedule there. 7-8 yards on first down.
Now George Hart is in the backfield. And Hart goes off the left side, and he has a huge hole. Inside the 20, inside the 15. George Hart finally taken down by Russell, but it's a 28-yard run.
Yeah, good quickness by Hart and an excellent job. You see the line, just reach block to the right. Tremendous job. Hart hits it quickly, and another big chunk play for Western Kentucky.
From the 12-yard line now, first down and 10 for the Hilltoppers. Fake to Hart. Veldkamp keeps, and he's going to be taken down for no gain. Nice job there by the combination of Baldwin along with Coker. Red zone, 1 for 2 tonight so far for Western Kentucky. Second down, Veldkamp. Pressure coming in, look out, he's sacked. Taken down, Josiah Allen. And Scotty Walden on the sideline is fired up for UTEP. It's a loss of 7, and the Miners have made a couple of nice plays on defense tonight when they needed to.
Yeah, you get a tackle for the loss on first down, then you get a sack from Josiah Allen. The spur comes late. It opens up, and he gets the Veldkamp for the sack.
4 for 5 on third down tonight. It's third down and 17. Veldkamp over the middle. He's got Johnson, Keyshawn Johnson, and taken down inside the 10-yard line at about the 7. But going to be well shy of the first down, which is at the 2. Stratton Schufeld on the tackle, gain of 12.
But he gets it to obviously a chip shot field goal. So I like what he did there. He didn't necessarily try to go vertical to pick the first down up. He throws it underneath to Johnson, turns it up, and gets it to, as I said, chip shot field goal range here.
Lucas Carnero for a 25-yard field goal attempt. Rex Robick to snap, Cole Maynard to hold. And Carnero will try to make it 17-7 Hilltoppers. And he does just that. But the Miners holding Western Kentucky to a field goal. And it's a 10-point game here early in the second. We'll be back. Second youngest head coach in the country, and Scotty Walden, and quoting, even though the results aren't there yet, sometimes you have to walk by faith, not by sight. Love his energy, love what he's bringing to this program here, Rainey. We talked to him for a length of time last night. It's not about this 0-5 record right now. This team's going to get it together.
And he told us he believes El Paso is kind of like a hidden secret, just a gem there. He believes it's a group of 5 program with a Power 4 environment. You know, had 41,000 at their home opener at the Sun Bowl, and obviously in another year they're going to transition to the Mountain West. It's going to be a little more regionality for them. They think that's the right move, and they're excited. Just haven't gotten the results they're looking for this season.
Correct. Corey Wren on the return here for UTEP. Going to start deep in their own territory. You know, but Scotty Walden, and look at this too, it's also the 3rd youngest coaching staff in all of FBS. And this is a guy, and he told us last night that he grew up in a single-family home, and his mother and really his father figure was his high school head coach, and Phil Young. And you know, he got a history degree in high school. He's planning to go work for him after college, history degree in college. Went to Saul Ross State University in Texas, but then ends up becoming a graduate assistant for Wayne Schrader, his coach in college. And all of a sudden, ascended very quickly as Jolly takes the carry here for UTEP. So it's very interesting when you hear from coaches and their stories and how they got to where they are.
You saw the average of the young, you know, the coaching staff, and it's 34.7. Coach Walden's under that. He's 34. He's the youngest one.
Right.
His coordinators are 35 and 37 respectively. He's 34. So his energy was infectious. He's the right guy for this program, and he's going to get it turned around. There's no doubt in my mind. Very successful at Austin Peay before he took the UTEP job.
Right. Locklear takes a snap from the shotgun. Pressure coming in, has to get rid of it, and it's incomplete. Terrion Thompson had the pressure that time, number 13 for Western Kentucky.
And the D-line is the strength of Western Kentucky. They got 7, 8 guys that they will rotate through, a lot of experience there. Held their own, really won the line of scrimmage against Boston College last time out. And tonight you can see him getting off the ball, making plays, getting TFLs, and forcing quick throws from the quarterback.
Good job by Thompson, who's been around this program for a while, the senior, former walk-on for this Western Kentucky group. It's now 3rd down and 8 for UTEP. Extra offensive lineman in. Again, they bring in Tony. Locklear, pressure, pocket collapsing. He's taken down. Is it a safety? No. Just outside the goal line, Sebastian Benjamin was there. And a huge loss. And UTEP, it's a loss of 14. UTEP's going to have to punt from the back of their own end zone.
And just nothing Locklear could do there. It's, you know, it's just a jailbreak, right? Right up the middle. Nothing they can do. There was a race to the quarterback, and Sebastian Benjamin won. Number 9, he gets the sack.
Back-to-back 3 and outs.
Yeah.
After that huge 76-yard pass play to Odom for the touchdown. You feel like Western Kentucky defensively is like, all right, no more of this.
And now the issue is now you're putting your defense right back on the field for UTEP, right?
Jacqueline punts. Katie Hutchinson's going to let it go, and it's going to be down and goes out of bounds in UTEP territory. So Western Kentucky is going to start at the Miners' 43-yard line with a 10-point lead when we return.
Ball playoff begins December 20th on ESPN.
Well, you talked about, Rainey, the upsets in college football, and I think it's just getting started, right? Alabama falling to Vanderbilt last week, 40-35. Tennessee also going down against Arkansas in a low-scoring game there as well, and Michigan falling, and USC too.
Well, the 2 big conferences, the SEC and the Big Ten, yes, USC's in the Big Ten, they're going to start beating each other up, you know, and I just think with a 12-team playoff this year, it's so exciting, and we're going to have multiple 2-loss teams in the playoff. There's no doubt about it when we get to the end of the year.
First down and 10 here for Western Kentucky. Young on the carry and taken down from behind by Nate Diamond. It's the gain of 1 for the Hilltoppers. The average starting field position in this game has been Western Kentucky at their own 46. For UTEP, the average has been their own 16.
Yeah, so obviously special teams plays a role in that, but also defensive stops. And just owning that field position, and Western Kentucky has done it here in the first half.
And this is the second time tonight that Western Kentucky is starting in UTEP territory. Here's a reverse to Easton Messer. Messer has it, gets inside the 35-yard line. Here comes a flag, and pushed out at the 28. Jaden Sheldon pushed him out. It's a gain of 12 if it stands.
You know, baseball season's going on. That's an incredible throw by the back judge. He threw that flag about 30 yards in the air. He's got a good arm.
Not bad.
Holding. Offense, number 17. 10-yard penalty for the spot of the foul. Second down.
Got Dalvin Smith on that one.
And I was about to say, boy, that's their third kind of end-around play they've run with success. And you see the hold by Dalvin Smith, and you can't, you see Jersey. Now, the back judge, who I said had a great arm, he's in the middle of the field, about 30 yards back. Just watching that, it's got a great angle. It's the correct call. Throws that flag in there, and you just got to get those hands inside. You can't have them on the shoulder pad with Jersey. You're going to get called every time.
Young goes in motion. They hand off to him. And trying to get some of those penalty yardage back, which he does. Inside the 40-yard line, tackled down at the 37. First down markers at the 31. And so 3rd and 6 on the way.
But, you know, what I really like about Elijah Young is he just, when he decides to lower his shoulder, he doesn't dance around. He goes and picks up every yard he can. And now you're in kind of 4-down territory here. You don't have to pick this all up at in 3rd down, because analytics tells you if you get it probably to 2 or 3 yards or even 4 yards, you're going to go for it on 4th.
4 for 6 on 3rd down is Western Kentucky tonight. Veldkamp, another flag is thrown. He goes downfield, and the pass is broken up, incomplete. He wanted River Helms. Possible holding here. Well, we'll get the call. Reed Brotherton, our official tonight.
Holding. Offense, number 73. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat 3rd down.
And you might say to yourself, oh, it's going to be 4th down. Why wouldn't you decline it? Because Western Kentucky was going to go for it there. But back him up here, give him 3rd down again. And I tell you what, Hullaby almost got the interception. Oh, so now they decided to decline it.
Yeah.
So now they're thinking about it. I believe Western Kentucky's going to leave their offense on here and go for it here in 4th down. So this is kind of the chess match,
yes.
right?
No, you're right. They are doing that. So I hear what you're saying, but now they're going to go for it on 4th down and 6. Four for 15 on the season on 4th down is Western Kentucky. So they go for it often here. Here's Veldkamp looking, rolling, needs the 31-yard line. He has it. Look at that. You said it earlier about Veldkamp, Greeny. He's 6'6", 236.
Situational awareness, too. He knew where he needed to get to keep the drive alive. Lowers his shoulder, goes head first. And that's where if you're UTEP, you know, you're darned if you do, you're darned if you don't, right? Initially, we're going to back him up, give him 3rd down and long again. You decide to decline it. Well, now it's a distance where Veldkamp can pick it up with his feet, and he did.
They dump it off here to Young. Dancing around, gets inside the 25-yard line all the way down to the 21, and he's a couple yards shy of the 1st down, picks up 8. You know, prior to that, it took 2 players, Thompson and Diamond, to bring Veldkamp down on that QB run that got him the 1st.
Yeah, he was wearing Jordan cleats there, was Elijah Thompson. They got knocked right off his feet. He was running so fast there.
So they bring in Sanders. LT Sanders is in the backfield on a 2nd down and 2. Pressure comes. He floats it up for Smith. Incomplete. He almost had it. And Jalen Shelton was defending for UTEP. Crowd wants a flat.
Yeah, a lot of hand fighting, but listen, the side judge letting him play. Got no problem with it right there. Good physical play by the corner. Hands on him, but he's not really grabbing him. Yeah, to me, it's a good defensive play. He's got that left hand on the jersey a little bit, but he's not pulling it where the side judge sees it. He's just kind of feeling them along the way, so I think that's a good no call.
So
let him play.
3rd down and 2. Direct snap, Young. And Young held up at the 20-yard line, not going to have the first. DeLeon Williams, along with Nate Diamond, and making the play there for the Miners. I was thinking the same thing. Are they going to go for it here on 4th down? It's 4th and about 1.5 yards reading.
Yeah, they're going to go again. They're going to be aggressive here.
There's a possible face mask there on the play, too. And catch it, though. Got hit so hard his face mask came off. George Hart is in. And a timeout taken.
Timeout. Western Kentucky.
All right, so
They're
Western
first.
Kentucky.
30 seconds in the
And I
game.
was with you from the booth. The referee stopped the clock, and I was wondering why he stopped the clock. It's because face mask fell off.
Right, the whole face mask came off.
I was wondering. You know, everyone asks, do you guys watch the game on TV? And like, no, we actually watch it from the booth. Like, I want to see everything that goes on out there, and then we'll use the replay and we'll watch it here.
Look at that, yeah.
That's, you know, you're hitting hard when the face mask blows off. That's
Big Red's not going to like that.
no. And did the face mask come off because it's the Big Red helmet? Got to tighten those screws. But I mean, that's just a hard run by Elijah Young and a big hit, and boom, there goes the face mask.
Yeah, and the inspired uniforms and helmets to look like Western Kentucky's Hall of Fame mascot, Big Red. Okay, the face mask for the helmets is black to represent Big Red's mouth.
John Madden would have loved that.
Yeah, they've got right.
Face mask fell off. That's football.
9th play of the drive here for Western Kentucky. This is a 4th down and 1. Hart is in the backfield. It's a fake. Veldkamp has it. He throws the pass over the middle. It's caught by Johnson. And Keyshawn Johnson still pushing hard to get the first and down to the 2-yard line. 18 yards.
Love the play call, right? You roll Veldkamp out. Could have easily picked it up with his feet. Finds his receiver, Keyshawn Johnson, just a little stop route, puts it on him, and then he turns up. Almost gets it in the end zone, but 1st and goal for the Hilltoppers.
Veldkamp, he's in for the touchdown. It is his 4th rushing touchdown of the season for Western Kentucky's quarterback. 23-7 Hilltoppers.
Well, 2 4th down conversions there on that drive might keep it alive for Western Kentucky, and they finish it off with a touchdown. Exactly what you want to do in the red zone.
Yeah, they were actually 0 for 2 on 3rd down, but as you said, at 2 for 2 on 4th down. And Lucas Carnero's extra point is good. And now Western Kentucky exerting their authority here, and a 24-7 lead against the Miners at home on this Thursday night from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Last drive for Western Kentucky, 2 4th down conversions. The quarterback, Caden Veldkamp, he ran one, and then he threw for one, and then he capped it off himself for the rushing touchdown, his 4th of the season. And it's 24-7 now, 17 unanswered points by the Hilltop.
Yeah, like you said, not great on 3rd down, but really good on 4th down. So, yeah, Veldkamp playing well.
Fair catch called for by UTEP's Corey Wren. And UTEP has made some plays tonight, but ever since their interception, which was an excellent play, it was 1st and goal for Western Kentucky from the 2-yard line. They pushed them back a couple yards, then they got a pick, but since then, it's been tough. They've went 3 and out on their last 2 possessions.
And to me, the difference in this game is the defensive line for Western Kentucky is controlling the line of scrimmage. They're making a ton of plays. They're moving the line of scrimmage back. They have the quarterback running around back there, and to me, that's the difference. The game's won at the line of scrimmage, and Western Kentucky's doing it, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
And this is their best starting field position of the night here from the 25-yard line. So yeah, just call for the fair catch, right? get a good start. Pass is caught here. Trey Goodman makes a man miss and tripped up, but gets to the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Anthony Johnson Jr. tripping him up.
And I think that's what Scotty Walden, the head coach who also calls the plays, is trying to do. Quick passes, right? Quick passes, get it to athletes in space to see if they can break a tackle and get some chunk yardage.
Empty backfield, 5 wide, and a 2nd and short. Pass is caught by Cam Thomas, and he has it. First down up to the 38.
Because that's one way you nullify a very good, aggressive defensive line. Quick passes out of the hand. See what the defense will give you and try to move down the field.
Well, Coach Walden talked about this. He wants to get into the rhythm, obviously. This is where you're going to be in this rhythm, where you're getting some positive plays and you stay on schedule. And so far in the last couple, it's worked out. Here, 5 wide. Once again, McConnell. Pass is caught. Goodman. Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Another 5-yard pickup.
And you notice the last 3 passes, the ball is out of the quarterback, Skylar Locklear's hand within 2 seconds.
Check it, 4-yard gain to the 42. Whistles ball before the play.
The previous play is now under replay review.
But replay's been really quiet tonight. They must be bored down the hall. So we'll see on this one.
Like, yeah, let's take a look at that last one.
See, we better let our bosses know we're watching this game.
There's a lot of freshmen that are playing right now for this UTEP team, by the way. We were looking over the charts earlier, offensively and defensively. They got a switch on the offensive line. Ahead of a true freshman, Luca Matamoros, who's playing at left tackle. He's out right now as Jaquan Toney is taking his spot over there. And you talked about the line play, and you see here with the 18 new starters for this UTEP Miners team this season.
And they're looking at catch, no catch. And I would say that's no catch.
Yeah, good.
So good job
to stop
replay.
it.
Yeah.
Right. That ball did hit the ground. 24-7, Western Kentucky. You said this in the open. They're a point away against the Boston College team, in which they were leading 20-7 in the 4th quarter last week. They probably should be 4-1 right now, but they only lost to Alabama, so nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. And talking about the line of scrimmage, they believe they really won the line of scrimmage. The end of the game, Boston College gained some yards on the ground, but really a game that they just left a bad taste in their mouth because they felt like they should have came out of Chestnut Hill with a win. Now, let's just remember, though, it was called a catch on the field, so they need indisputable video evidence. To me,
the ball hits the ground.
There's indisputable video evidence. The ball can touch the ground, but if the ground then helps you bring it in, it's incomplete. So to me, he didn't control it. We'll see what the officiating crew comes up with.
And they're ready.
After review, the ball hit the ground. It's an incomplete pass. The ball will be returned to the previous spot, the 38-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down.
They could have just asked us like a minute and 15 seconds ago. We told them, right?
Exactly.
No, the officiating crew, they do a good job. You got to make sure you get it right. Replay saw it. And, you know, sometimes when teams are going fast, it's tough for replay. So good job by the crew tonight. Obviously, this is a Conference USA game. Conference USA crew, they're doing a nice job.
Fans also need to understand, too, is they're not always seeing the same exact looks that we see. You want to check all different angles. And sometimes when there's a reviewable play that involves more things, like, hey, we got to get the time right. Where's the ball at? What's the down? Let's get all those things figured out.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. Jolly's in the backfield. 2nd down and 10 for UTEP. And Jolly has it. Breaks free, gets across the 40, picks up 3. Terrence Ellis on the tackle. We're coming up on 4 minutes to go in this first half.
And I like the fact that they're going faster, because I think that helps them get into a rhythm. But also positive plays, right? That also helps you. Now you get the drop. That slowed him down a little bit. You come back with a run there on 2nd down, but now you're 3rd long again. So
I understand what he's going for, but with a young team and 2 3-and-outs in the last 2 possessions, there's nothing wrong probably with taking a little bit extra time. It's Jolly again. Gets to the 46, couple yards shy of the first down. It's about positive plays.
He'll go for it here. You're down 24-7. You're coming up on the 3-minute mark. You're going to go for it here.
Jolly, by the way, is a redshirt freshman out of Missouri City, Texas. Also got another redshirt freshman in Joshua Dye, Corey Wren. The other running back's a senior, and Javon Jackson's a junior. It's a very young team. 4th down, going for it. 3 for 8 on the season. UTEP, 4th and 2.
And Waldron's, he's going to call a timeout, Mike.
Yeah, play clock winding down whether or not they were going to go for this. Anyhow, we'll have to wait and see with 2:58 now to go in this first half.
Well, it's the chess match. Again, he's the play caller as well. He's looking at the defense. So one thing, Tyson Summers, the defensive coordinator for Western Kentucky, he likes to get exotic. He likes to change looks up. He tries to confuse you, change it up last second. And Walden didn't really like what he saw there when that defense walked up, calls a timeout. But I think he's going to come out of this timeout and stay aggressive. Listen, they're 0-5. They're down 24-7 on the road. You got nothing to lose. It's 4th and 2. Go for it here.
That's what he said to us last night. In a perfect world, they're trying to go every 12 seconds. Realistically, more now. It's been like between 15 and 17, and it's a rhythm-based offense that he's brought with him from Austin Peay.
And you talked about the young players on the team, and I don't know if you mentioned this stat already, or if you did, I apologize. 25 players for UTEP have made their career starts this season for UTEP. I mean, that's a lot of inexperience.
Absolutely. Going with 6 on the offensive line here. They're running Tony a bunch, 58. And they got 2 tight ends with Marcus Vincent and Martavius Collins in as well. And they need 2 to the 48-yard line, and it's not going to happen. Sebastian Benjamin getting in there.
They're short. It's Western Kentucky ball.
Jackson of the carry did not get it. And you're absolutely right. Western Kentucky takes over on a 4th down stop.
Good hard run. UTEP tried to get that push, but again, what did I say earlier? The difference in this game is that defensive line, defensive front of Western Kentucky.
It was Javon Jackson that took the carry, and right off the bat, it was Devin Lynch, 51. You saw there the linebacker that kind of stood him at that. Sebastian Benjamin, number 9. Got in to make that tackle.
And 92,
well.
Marcus Patterson. The defensive ends for Western Kentucky do a nice job crashing down, moving the line of scrimmage, and letting those linebackers fill from the top. And they just won the line of scrimmage right there, and they get the ball. It's as good as a takeaway.
And the field position battle has certainly been on the Western Kentucky side here. This is the 3rd time in the last 4 possessions they are starting in UTEP territory from the 47-yard line. LT Sanders on the carry. And brought down by Jalen Shelton.
It's good.
A gain of 5.
Good to see LT Sanders back, and he's been a little banged up this season.
Yeah, had an ankle injury, didn't travel last week. But now has returned. Second down, and obviously no hurry here as Western Kentucky. Back to Sanders, cuts it back to the right, inside the 40-yard line, and Xavier Smith on the tackle. Just a little bit shy of the 1st down apparently here, 3rd and inches. And that's going to take us to the 2-minute timeout. 2 minutes left in the first half. 17 unanswered points by Western Kentucky, and driving here, looking for more before the end of the half. Here's the next UFC Fight Night, exclusively on ESPN Plus, Saturday from the Apex in Las Vegas. Prelims begin at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific, followed by the main card, highlighted by the flyweight main event, coming up on Saturday night. Houchin-Smith Stadium here tonight from Western Kentucky, Bowling Green, Kentucky. Mike Corey, Rainey, and Golia with 2 minutes to go here in the first half.
Yeah, beautiful night tonight for football. Good crowd, a lot of kids here. Came to see Big Red.
The inspired uniforms and helmets here tonight. Kaden Veldkamp sneaks it for the 1st down for Western Kentucky.
Well, they're coming in saying he's short.
I thought he had it. Wow, that's a 4th down. Okay, Tyson Helton's
is not happy.
Kidding me? And a timeout's going to be taken.
And the reason he's calling the timeout, he wants replay to take a look at it because he believes he had a great look that the ball reached the line to gain. He is not happy. And boy, it looked like they got good push. Now the headline judge was 60 yards away. He came running in like he had a great look at it, but it was the near sideline judge that had the best look, and that's who Tyson Helton is letting have it. It is reviewable, by the way.
Well, let's take a look here. Yeah, I mean, isn't he down to?
Yeah, I mean, it looked like he had it
to 37, which.
So they normally mark
tough.
it.
No,
they normally mark it line to line. Okay, this crew didn't do it on this particular set of down, so it has to get past. It doesn't have to get to the 37, but it has to get just past the 38. It's one of those ones. If they would have given him a first down, it would stay. I don't think there's a much there to overturn it.
The previous play.
Replay looks at all plays, whether they stop it or not, just so you know.
Well, I would imagine he's going to go for it. They went for it twice on fourth down the last drive.
Stop and look at it. So
defense is playing well if you're Western Kentucky. You want to try to get something here on this drive to really put this one out of reach. UTEP is going to have the ball to start the second half, as Western Kentucky got the ball to start this game. Here's another good stat if you're a Hilltopper fan. I mean, their season high, Rini, for rushing yards in a game was 150 coming into tonight. They got 153 now here in the first half. A season high rushing tonight here in the first half, averaging 6.1 yards a carry.
I mean, Will Friend told us we're going to run the ball first and foremost, and they've done it a nice job tonight. The offensive line, Quantavious Leslie, 78, the left guard, kind of leads them in that unit, and they've done a really good job. And so the two interior lines for Western Kentucky have played well tonight. So let's remember, they're reviewing the spot, okay? He was called short. Replay needs indisputable video evidence to overturn it. Although I thought he got it, I don't think there's enough there to reverse the call.
Field stands.
But we'll see.
Short of the line to gain. Fourth down.
Yeah, I'm with Tyson Helton. I don't think it was a great spot, but you just don't have a look that's going to overturn it. And listen, now you tell your big offensive line, okay, let's go, fourth down, let's go get it. Let's get push here. We need a half a yard, go get it. And plus, you've been working on the officials, right? So you probably get the benefit of the doubt on a little on a spot here if it's questionable, because you've been working them. And a big opportunity for UTEP here to get a stop. You get the ball back with 1:30.
Right.
And a chance to put some points on the board and get some momentum.
George Hart is behind Veldkamp. Let's see if he tries to sneak it again. He does, and this time you would imagine he does have it. And Tyson Helton is on the field to say, yes, he did.
He's not happy with that line judge, because the line judge kind of comes in, not giving him yardage, and then kind of runs towards the ball, because he clearly got it. I mean, it was good push to start with.
Well, that time at least a yard. So, yes, fresh set of downs here with 1:26 to go now. Western Kentucky has 2 timeouts remaining. Clock is running again. 1st and 10 from the UTEP 37-yard line. Carnero, their field goal kicker, is 5 of 6 on the season. His longest is of 39 yards. Veldkamp swings it out. Messer has it. Hit out of bounds hard. Flag comes flying in.
There's a flag on the play.
They're going to call a hold on 17, Delvin Smith again, I'm pretty sure, on the outside. We'll see if that's the call they have.
Holding.
And it'll be his second if it is.
Offense, number 0. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
They actually called it on
Repeat first down.
Keyshawn Johnson, I believe. I thought it was 17 from up here in the booth, but we shall see. So we'll see 0, 17.
You could probably
both of them.
Both of them, yeah.
Yeah, so
pick one, I guess.
Pick poison, yeah.
Right. You know, you're right, but you were correct. It was both. So from the 42 now. Bobble on the snap. Veldkamp's got it. Pressure's coming in. He's going to be sacked. Nice job there by Devin Gorey. Checking Kyron Duhan that time on the sack. And a timeout is taken. That's a loss of 6.
Yeah, and Duhan's a true freshman as well. I mean, 6'2", 250, was playing in high school last year. And the one thing Scotty Walden told us that he's very pleased with is the effort of his players. They play really hard. Haven't gotten the results on the scoreboard, but they are playing hard.
Rainey, I've counted 5 true freshmen who played on defense, including 2 redshirt freshmen as well for UTEP.
And making plays and contributing.
Yeah, that's the 3rd sack for them tonight. I mean, and Scotty Walden, you know, he wants to do this here from, you know, you're in Texas.
Yep.
You got so much talent there, right? You're going to try to keep some guys here close to home, right? I mean, they're going to build this program up with freshmen as well. You've got to bring in transfers, of course, but I can see where he's going with this, right?
Oh, yeah. And again, he said he loves El Paso, loves the fact in 2026 going to the Mountain West. He thinks that's going to help them as well with recruiting in Texas. And yeah, he really thinks he can turn this thing around. And he's an energetic coach, man. I tell you what, he's infectious. You love his vibe.
And you've seen it tonight when we've showed him on the sidelines. It's usually very emphatic with everything that he's saying, whether it's to his players or the officials. Sanders taken down by Duhan again after a 5-yard pickup here. The clock is running inside of 45 seconds remaining first half. Nate Diamond a little slow to get up, but he's up.
And they ran it there to keep the clock going to see if UTEP was going to use their last timeout. They don't want to give the ball back to UTEP.
Third down, Veldkamp steps up in the pocket, guns it, it's caught, he's got Johnson, and he needs to get to the 27. He's going to be shy, and a timeout is taken. It's a 13-yard pickup. Keyshawn Johnson on the reception. It's going to be 4th down and 3 for the Hilltoppers. Schufelt and Diamond made the stop.
And Johnson actually went backwards a little bit trying to break out of that tackle. If he just would have fallen forward after the catch, I think he would have got it. He wouldn't have got the first down, but probably would have been 1 or 2 yards closer. But I understand what he's doing. He's trying to break out of there. And so, you know, the question here for Tyson Helton is, do you go for a 48-yard field goal with 22 seconds left, or do you go for it here at 4th and 3? To me, it all depends on how he feels about his kicker.
Well, you got no more timeouts left either, so.
Now remember, under 2 minutes,
stop.
so we go back to the old timing rules. The clock will stop after a first down to set the chains.
Maybe you get up there, you spike it, get a little extra yardage to
absolutely,
you know, just get your field goal kicker a little bit closer.
We saw them do that on 4th down earlier in the game.
Yeah. And that's what they're going to try to do here. So 4th down and 3 from the 30. No timeouts. Sanders to the right of Veldkamp. Timeout, UTEP.
Well, you can't take him with you in the locker room, so go ahead and use it. Get your defense set here for this 4th down.
Well, we talked about the lineup on Saturday in the SEC on ABC. With Alabama and South Carolina, the Red River rivalry game, and the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas, Oklahoma, then of course Ole Miss and LSU at night, Death Valley.
You know, a few years ago, if you said, oh yeah, the Red River rivalry one day is going to be an SEC game, you would have said, you're crazy.
Right.
And oh, by the way, LSU and Ole Miss, our crack statistician, Alan Thrifley, LSU grad. Throw him out a little love there, likes his Tigers.
Yep.
But yeah, a tremendous lineup there on ABC.
Spotter Dave Kelly here tonight. Both guys doing a great job as always. Good to have you with us. Along with Rini and Golia, Mike Corey with you tonight from
I do an
Bowling
okay
Green, Kentucky.
job.
What's that?
I just do an okay job. Just go to Twitter, X.
All right, what do we got here? 4th down and 3. Veldkamp, pass, caught, Messer. 1st down to the 25.
Yeah, and Messer's that sure-handed receiver, that slot receiver with excellent hands, makes that catch.
18 seconds to go, they do not spike it, and Veldkamp racing away from pressure, throws it away. We're down to 11 seconds to go. Nate Diamond was in there on the pressure.
Well, you know, J.J. Clark, the defensive coordinator for UTEP, says, the heck with it, I'm sending the kitchen sink at him, and Veldkamp was like, oh boy, a rush was coming. Did a nice job to get out of the pocket and just throw this thing away. Did have a receiver in the area, by the way, too. And yeah, you take a sack there, you're in trouble. You're not going to get any points. So saved at least an attempt at a field goal, did Veldkamp, by throwing that thing away.
I feel like you got time for one more here. Even if you don't get out of bounds, you can get up there again real quick, spike it, and then attempt the field goal.
Got to be quick, though, if that happens.
Play clock, though, is winding down here. 3 seconds to go. Veldkamp's got it. Steps up, goes for the end zone. Why not? It's overthrown, and now they will set up a field goal try. With 5 seconds remaining, and here comes Carnero and company.
And, you know, you look at the vertical shot. If it's there, yes, it really wasn't. Veldkamp knew that and just threw it out of the back of the end zone.
So it's going to be a 42-yarder. Would be the long of the season for Carnero, who's 5 of 6. Kick is up, plenty of distance, count it, and Lucas Carnero drains it from 42, and that's how the half ends up. 27-7. Western Kentucky have scored 20 unanswered points after we were tied at 7 here tonight. And that's going to take us to the half. Red out tonight from Bowling Green, Kentucky, and the Hilltoppers lead it 27-7. Halftime report on the other side of this break.
In the books in your game. Welcome in.
Back to ESPN College Football Primetime, and this Thursday night from Bowling Green, Kentucky. It is 27-7. The Hilltoppers leading the Miners here. We get set for the start of the second half. Mike Corey, Rainey, and Golia. Let's look at first half numbers. And the big play for UTEP in that first half, Rainey, was a 76-yard touchdown to Kenny Odom. But you see the total yards they got, 136. They've only had 60 yards on the other 24
Yeah, I mean,
plays.
so the one play was more than the rest of the yards they've gained. And so, again, it's kind of the same thing that's happened to them this season. Just can't get into a rhythm, can't get into a flow. And, you know, getting the ball here, imperative. Hate to be Captain Obvious to start the second half. Imperative for them to go down and get points on the board, preferably a touchdown, and get into some sort of rhythm.
How about the 4 for 4 on fourth downs, though, for Western Kentucky? Corey Wren on the return for the Miners, and he breaks out to the outside. Look out. Got by the kicker. Corey Wren to start the second half for UTEP. Just what they needed. 100 yards, the kickoff return for the touchdown.
So you may say to yourself, why is he taking it out of the end zone? That's why he's taking it out of the end zone. Give your special teams kick returner, Wren, a chance. And he takes it to the house over 100 yards. And so that's how you start the second half when you're down 27-7.
You had said it, no flags. Had to get by Wiley Stevens there, 47 was the kicker. He did just that. Look at the Jets for the touchdown. And so the big plays for UTEP tonight with their 2 touchdowns. A 76-yard pass from Caden McConnell to Kenny Odom, and then this 100-yard kickoff return to the touchdown by Corey Wren.
Watch the reaction from Scotty Walden. We talked about him as an energetic head coach. I mean, he told us in special teams, listen, I got some good return guys back there. We just haven't been able to give them a chance. Well, they gave him a chance that time. Good blocking. And Corey Wren takes it to the house.
Scotty Walden spent probably a good 15 or 20 minutes in the team huddle pregame, I think, just firing up this team, right? And you feel like his message was, look, I don't care about 0-5, right? In the first 5 games. This is what we got here tonight. You know, we're playing tonight. And you know, you'll love the energy and what he's done, you know, with this group, because pretty soon you're not going to have to say, well, they're better than the record.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They will be better.
And you hear people say it all the time, you know, building a culture, bringing in your culture. That's what he's doing. And it's play by play. It's progress. Getting better with each, not just each every game, each and every rep. We talked about the youth, how young they are, and a big play like that can energize them. And, you know, again, really pleased with how hard they've played all year. It's just the lack of consistency. Well, you open up with a 100-yard kickoff return. It's a good start to the second half.
Messer, let's see if he tries to return the favor, and he's going to run out of real estate as he goes to the near side. Knocked out by Nate Diamond. And so it's a 13-point game here. 18 seconds into the second half. Look at Walden.
Well, you know, you see him talking to his players right there. I mean, they ran down on that kickoff return, and they were just knocking guys over for Western Kentucky. So they are pumped up coming out of the locker room.
This will be the worst starting field position of the night for Western Kentucky. They've really done a nice job where they began with it as Elijah Young carries. And that's been largely in part to their defense, where, as we said, for 24 plays, they've contained UTEP to 60 yards, but it's been 2 plays where they've gotten their touchdowns.
And that kickoff return, you feel like, even though they're down 27-14, you feel like a little momentum has flipped and there's energy for UTEP.
Look, you get a stop here. It's going to be Stratton Schufelt that time, making the play on Young. He's going to be a yard shy of the first down. Young stays in the backfield to the right of Veldkamp. Tight end's in motion, a keeper by Veldkamp, and he's going to have the first down. Nice job. That's all he needed was a yard. Got a couple. Picked up 3.
And that quarterback keeper, that's just a +1, right? Quarterback keeps the ball. You got an extra blocker in the formation with the running back leading the way around the right side and pick it up easily.
2-possession game here. Really could be a 1-possession game. Remember, UTEP had stopped Western Kentucky from the 2-yard line. They were about to score. It was first and goal from the 2. They ended up getting an interception out of the play, right? 2 plays later, but then they turned it back over, and Western Kentucky scored. Nice play here made by Bryton Thompson, the tackle on Young. It's a loss of a yard.
Yeah, Thompson, a 5th-year player, and you see, defense has a little pep in their step for sure. They got to get a stop here. In that first half, it was tough sledding. They held them to a couple field goals. Didn't get enough stops, didn't get off the field. Imperative after starting this half with a kickoff return for a touchdown that this defense gets a stop here for UTEP.
4 plays in this drive, all rushes. Looking like the first pass here, potentially it is. Over the middle, it's Messer. He has it at the 40-yard line. Xavier Smith on the tackle. It's a yard shy of a Western Kentucky first down.
Talked about the excellent hands of Easton Messer. He had a nice catch on a 4th down conversion earlier in the game, and that throws behind him from Veldkamp. And Messer, excellent hands once again as he makes that catch, gets it to 3rd and 1 here.
That's now 5 catches on the night for Easton Messer for 49 yards. Again, Young, not going to get there. Stopped, no gain. 4th down, Western Kentucky, Rainey, from their own 40, and they're not going to take a chance. They're going to punt.
Yeah.
And UTEP gets the stop.
And that's the stop right there. And it's an energized defensive unit, especially that defensive front. You see them come off the field excited, did exactly what they need to do. Force the punt here, get the ball back to their offense.
Cole Maynard to punt here for Western Kentucky. Cam Thomas is back to return from his own 15-yard line. Whistles blow, flags.
False start. Offense, number 8. 5-yard penalty. It's 4th down.
And Scotty Waldron was talking to the line judge before the play, saying, watch this particular player because I think he flinches, and he did, and he got the false start call.
This is your first punt since the opening drive tonight for Western Kentucky. Thomas calls for the fair catch and bobbles it a little bit past it. And so UTEP's going to start inside of their own 20-yard line, but what a start to this second half. They got the 100-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, a stop, and they got it back when we return. This is how the second half started for UTEP. Corey Wren, 100 yards to the house. The Miners trying to get back into this football game. This is exactly 4 years to the day for the last kickoff return for a touchdown since Deron Lowe did it at Louisiana Tech back on October 10th, 2020.
And again, Corey Wren is one of their players they call the Miner back for the Miners, where they want him on the field as much as possible. He can play wide receiver, running back, and of course special teams. We just saw that dynamic kick return.
Skylar Locklear is the quarterback. Jolly's in the backfield. He takes the carry on first down and picks up about 2 yards. Now this drive, how important is this drive for UTEP coming off the momentum in which they started this second half with?
You're back in the game from the kickoff return, right? But now you got the momentum, you got the defensive stop.
Offense really needs to go down the field here, keep this momentum going, and get some points on the board. Not necessarily a touchdown. You can get a field goal because you're back in this game, but boy, got to get some movement here. We saw their stats. Other than the big plays, right? Not much offensively. This is a series they got to step up.
Second down run, back to Jolly, pushes forward, strong run across the 25 to the 26. It's a gain of 6, and now you're in a third down and manageable.
Yeah, and really, you know, Skylar Locklear, who's pretty athletic, that can make plays with his feet. We really haven't seen it tonight,
right.
So see if he pulls one coming here and makes a play with his feet.
He's run for 87 yards in the season on the ground with a touchdown. Locklear 2 for 6 on third down is UTEP tonight. This is probably the biggest of the night. 3rd and 2 from their 26. To keep momentum on their side, it's Jolly. He's got it and more. And breaking tacklers and making Western Kentucky players miss to the 32. It's a gain of 6. Finally, DeMarco Williams brought him down.
Yeah, terrific cut by Jolly. Good vision. Little inside handoff right here, puts the foot in the ground, squares his shoulders, gets upfield and picks up the first down.
And now here's where they want to try to move a little quick and catch the Hilltoppers off guard. The catch is made by Trey Goodman. No, now saying incomplete. Hit the ground. Anthony Johnson was able to strip it out of him.
And those are plays on first down, boy. You got to make them, right? Because it's not going to be much. It's going to be 4 or 5, but that keeps you on schedule. It keeps you ahead of the chains. Now you're back at 2nd and 10, so now you're in catch-up mode when you're not positive on first down.
Back to Jolly. First down, Jolly takes a big hit to the 44-yard line. And Ezell Jolly, that's a redshirt freshman from Missouri City, Texas, picks up 12. Injured player down for Western Kentucky. The tackle was made by Anthony Johnson Jr. And I believe that's Williams that might be down right now. DeMarco Williams, number 7.
Yeah, it looked like there was a big collision there.
Yeah, right there.
You just, tough to see right there as Williams goes to the ground. You know, I really think it was Anthony Johnson, kind of his friendly fire,
right.
You know. His teammate that came in there with that hip.
I thought he took the brunt of some of that as well.
Yeah.
But it was really Williams that's the one that's down. They're going to attend to Williams, and we'll step aside. Injury timeout here tonight from Bowling Green, Kentucky. So good to see this. DeMarco Williams walking off the field with a little bit of help here. Took a huge shot, and really we were taking a look at it during the timeout there. He really got hit by his own teammate.
Yeah, I mean, we were really scared there. It's so great to see DeMarco Williams walking off the field, and you're going to see it. Anthony Johnson, his teammate, kind of comes in. You don't see it from that replay. From the reverse angle, right here, you're going to see it. His hip's going to hit Williams' head right there. You get that jolt, but boy, so good to see him up and walking off the field.
Absolutely. And Williams has had a really nice night too as well. It's junior out of Atlanta, former Ole Miss player now here in Western Kentucky. So he goes out and we get back to action. That was a first down play by UTEP, and they have it 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line, trying to get something going here. This half has started out well for the Miners. 100-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. They got to stop defensively. They've got it back here with a chance to get some points. Jolly's in the backfield. Skylar Locklear, he's got room to run. Gets across midfield. Western Kentucky territory and out of bounds with the first down at the 40.
And that's really the first time tonight Skylar Locklear's made a play with his feet and hurt the Western Kentucky defense, and I love it. No indecision. He sees that green turf in front of him. He takes it, and another first down.
And how about this stat? First play they're going to run tonight in Western Kentucky territory. Handoff to Jolly. Jolly cuts it back inside the 30. He's got a first down run. And how about Ezell Jolly The way he's running tonight, that's a gain of 14.
Jolly's run extremely hard, good vision, cut back, picking up every yard he can. And boy, for people that don't believe in momentum, you're crazy, because you get the kickoff return and now they get the defensive stop. Offense is playing well.
The defense wasn't allowed to properly substitute. Therefore, there is no play.
UTEP was subbing.
Yeah.
So you got to allow the defense a chance to
Correct.
substitute. They didn't get the full.
And so they stopped it. Now they'll rewind the clock here and we'll go.
You said Jolly's running well. You see his numbers tonight, but how about on this drive?
5 carries for 40 yards just on this drive.
Locklear again, back to Jolly, and why not? But this time the Hilltoppers ready for him. It's Johnson on the tackle. And it's going to be a loss of a yard.
Boy, and I tell you, from here, if Anthony Johnson doesn't make that tackle, Jolly comes out the backside and he has a chance to score.
You can hear that spirited sideline here on the near side. It's UTEP. They're looking to get back into this thing. Touchdown, making a one-possession game here. 2nd and 11. Again, Jolly falls forward, and Zach Edwards on the tackle. It's going to be no gain, really, after all that. So now you're in a 3rd and long situation here.
You got to throw it here. And Zach Edwards, 15 for Western Kentucky, 6-year player, defensive end. Again, another play. He's been very active tonight.
Let's go back to what you were saying earlier about, hey, you can get a field goal. That's okay. I don't know. Do you think that this might even be a 2-down territory situation for them?
It could be. Kind of depends on how Scotty Walden feels. Of course, this is the 10th play of the drive. Their best offensive possession tonight.
They empty the backfield. Locklear's got it. Looks left, throws. Jolly makes the catch. A short one at that. Ripped down on the spot by Devontae Matthews. And really 3 consecutive plays that have gone nowhere.
They're going to kick it here. Listen, I agree with it. You got to make it, right? But if you get this 3, you were getting dominated in the first half, and then all of a sudden you come out in the second half and you've outscored them 10-0, right? And you're back in this game, and it's just more momentum. You got to make it here.
Had they got some yards on that play, you might have thought about going for it. You never know. It's going to be a 42-yard attempt here for Buzz Flabiano. Kick is on the way, plenty of distance, and he nails it. Flabiano knocks it down from 42. And the first 10 points of this second half have been scored by UTEP, and they are within 10 with 5:29 to go in the 3rd.
And to your point, Mike, obviously you would love to score a touchdown there, but you get a field goal, you get a good drive out of your offense, a lot of plays on that possession, you get yardage that you really haven't gotten tonight, and you finish it off positively with a field goal. So momentum has shifted in this game. There's no doubt about it.
You see Scotty Walden's eyes, right? But he's kind of looking at you like he's locked in. He wants to, talk to these guys and pump them up. And you see the numbers of this second half. And look at this again, just jumping around. Saying, here we go. We got a chance here tonight.
Look at the difference. There's 5:29 left in the 3rd quarter. Special teams wise, they start with a 100-yard kickoff return. They get a defensive stop, get the ball back for their offense. They move the ball down the field and they get 3 out of it. So the momentum has shifted in this ball game.
They've done it in all 3 facets.
Yes.
You're absolutely right to start this 3rd quarter. And they've done it in 9.5 minutes, too. It's been the best of the night in all 3 categories. I mean, you can't get any better than a 100-yard kickoff return on special teams. They got a defensive stop, which they hadn't gotten a lot, because they've only forced them to 2 punts. And then that was the best offensive series they've had all night as well.
Scotty Walden told us, right? It's that lack of consistency of overall play, especially on offense, but overall, well, they've been very consistent in this 3rd quarter in all 3 phases. And lo and behold, they've outscored them 10-0 at this point.
Not only their best offensive drive in this game, but would venture to think possibly, in terms of the season, at least the time-wise, 5:36 in that last drive. That's the longest scoring drive by time that they've had this season. 10 plays, 57 yards, and we've got a 10-point game. Now Veldkamp taking a shot. That can erase all that as Messer has it. Easton Messer goes down the sideline. He breaks free. He's going to score. And Western Kentucky comes back just like that.
I think they're saying he stepped out of bounds, Mike, at the 18-yard line.
Yep, out at the 18. Gonna bring it back, no touchdown. Yep, you could just see it right there on the white.
He clearly stepped out, but you know, he was going so fast as he tried to turn that corner, picked up a great block as well. But regardless, huge chunk play to start this series for Western Kentucky.
Out at the 18-yard line, and it's first down and 10. And it's now Matheson. And he's upended inside the 15, down at the 14-yard line by Amir Boyd Matthews, who did not play in the first half, was suspended, a violation of team rules. So getting him back into the lineup, the sophomore cornerback. He's already made a couple of plays so far in the second half.
In a physical corner, you like that as he comes up and makes that hit.
Veldkamp shotgun, second down, guns it, pass is caught, and spinning in for the touchdown is Matheson. Michael Matheson goes 14 yards for the score, and there's the touchdown for the Hilltoppers.
Now the train horn can blow because of the touchdown. Great recognition there. They knew it was man-to-man. Veldkamp gets it to Matheson. Because it's man-to-man, he knows there's no one in the middle of the field. He can spin back in after he makes the catch and walk it into the end zone.
3 plays, 75 yards in 57 seconds. Talk about a response if you're Western Kentucky.
Yeah, that's a backbreaker. We're talking about all the momentum UTEP has fought to get back, just like that. Western Kentucky answers. They lead it 34-17.
Week 6, Monday Night Football. Joe and Troy are going to have a lot to talk about this week, right, Brady? Big AFC matchup. Josh Allen of the Bills and, of course, Aaron Rodgers and the Jets as they let go of their coach this week. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN. We also got Peyton and Eli over on the Deuce.
Jeff Albrecht now promoted to head coach of the New York Jets. A lot going on there.
Yeah.
Hackett demoted from offensive coordinator. It's a lot going on in New York. We'll see how they play Monday night.
Certainly.
Against my former team, the Buffalo Bills.
That's right. Played for Buffalo back in the day. A lot going on in this game here tonight, I'll say that.
It sure is.
You know, if you're UTEP, right, I mean, you had it down to 10. We'll be talking a lot about Scotty Walden tonight, second youngest coach in the country. You get the determination, the fire, he's out there. This is, again, where you kind of rally up your team and say, look, I don't care. All right, we just gave one up, but let's get right back at it. We just did it again, so.
Got to flush it, play, right?
Yeah.
And you just, again, when you're rebooting a program, when you take it over, you got new players, new coaches, it's just, you want to see that effort and just, you know, a young team that just needs to get better with every rep they're playing out there.
I want to try to build off of that last drive in which they got on the Western Kentucky territory for the first time tonight. This pass gets out to the tight end, Vinson. Marcus Vinson, who makes the catch. Anthony Johnson Jr. on the tackle. Locklear has the ability, as you said earlier, to run. And he's also caught 2 passes this season, including a touchdown. So they've put him out in a lot of different situations. He played 2 years at Austin Peay for head coach Scotty Walden. They've done this a few times tonight where they set up 3 receivers at the bottom of the screen there. Looking at the sideline. They get the Jolly. He'll get up to the 30. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 5. Wheeler on the tackle.
You know, offensively, what they want to do, and I talked to Coach Walden about this, it's a similar offense to see what Josh Heupel does at Tennessee, what Alex Golesh does at USF, and it's just, but Walden has put his own tweaks on it. But when things are humming along, very similar to what Tennessee does and how successful they are with Josh Heupel.
They bring Cam Thomas in the backfield along with Jolly and Vincent. Now they spread them out. 3 for 8 on 3rd down tonight is UTEP. They need 5. Locklear gets it out quickly. The pass is caught on the slant, and it's a first down catch. And got Cam Thomas for the reception of 7 yards.
And nice throw by Locklear. And I should say, too, as I say, if they're humming along, it's going to kind of be like the Tennessee offense. They are a long way away from that.
Oh, no.
And Scotty Walden said that. He goes, we're not close to where we want to be. And you talked about it earlier. When they eventually get there, they want to snap the ball every 12 seconds. They want to go. They want to take vertical shots, you know, probably every 8 or 9 plays and get that running game going. And it's a work in progress.
Jolly, 2 in a row, and that's to the point you're talking about right here. Nobody was assuming you were trying to equate it to Tennessee, but now they've moved it pretty quick here on these last couple sequences.
And this half, they've run the ball way better than they did in the first half.
This is exactly what Walden wants to see, and at the pace he wants it to go to, and they're getting positive yards. As they get it again for Jolly, it's a gain of 4.
And the one thing I can tell you they've cleaned up already, I mean, we're almost through the third quarter, penalties on the offensive line. They had a ton of holding calls. They've been really clean tonight. I don't think the offensive line's had any penalties.
You are correct, and he's going to be happy about it. I mean, yeah, you see it. No penalties tonight at all.
For the team.
For the team.
Let alone the offensive line.
Right. It's a great point.
Yeah.
Javon Jackson comes in the backfield now, gives Jolly a breather. It's going to be second down here for the Miners. They give to Jackson. And it's going to be gang tackle going forward for no gain right there on the play. Sebastian Benjamin.
Yeah.
Kind of fell forward back to the original
and
line.
Jackson's kind of their downhill off tackle type back. That time the hole wasn't there. He tries to come backside with it, just nowhere to go.
Stack formation for the wideouts to each side on a 3rd down and 6. Timeout. Game started out well for the Miners at a flash where they got that 76-yard touchdown to Kenny Odom. And then gave up 20 unanswered points to Western Kentucky. It's really been the third quarter that began with the 6th 100-yard kickoff return for a touchdown all-time in Miners history. The first in 4 years by Corey Wren. And they got a defensive stop, but then Western Kentucky coming back after the field goal converted by UTEP.
Yeah, they had the momentum, and then they just give up the big pass, and then the touchdown reception. And again, a young team that's just gaining experience, but it shows you Scotty Walden and the type of coach he is, because most teams that are winless, they're 0-5 coming in a game down 27-7 at halftime, will just kind of come out and go through the motions. This team has not done that. They came out fighting in this second half, and they're still playing extremely hard. And listen, they're still in this game here.
A lot of credit to the Western Kentucky line play, though, tonight, which you felt like, and I agree with you, that has dominated this game offensively and defensively, but UTEP's done a better job in the second half rushing the ball. They only had 27 rushing yards. Here's Jackson, who carries. He's going to be brought down for a loss, and to the point of the Western Kentucky front, it's a loss of 2. So 27 rushing yards in the first half, now 70 here in the second half, but
much better, and that's usually me that does the jinx, just as you're giving them credit.
Yeah.
A tackle for a loss, but again, the Western Kentucky defensive line can get after it. I think they were kind of sleepwalking in the beginning of this third quarter, and then, I don't have a problem with Scotty Walden saying, I'm going for it here, 4th and 8 at midfield.
It was Hosea Wheeler that made the stop for Western Kentucky, and it's going to be 4th down and 8. 0 for 1 on 4th down tonight so far for UTEP. Thomas goes in motion. Rolling is Locklear. Needs to get it downfield. Not going to be able to do it. He's going to be stopped, and that's going to be it. Western Kentucky takes over on downs. Darius Thomas pushes him out, and the Hilltoppers will take over. That is the end of the third. 34-17, Western Kentucky with 15 minutes on the clock when we come back.
What happens on this field just resonates forever in this rivalry. There's the blitz.
Baker Mayfield does it.
Rogers touchdown. The Red River rivalry is heated up.
It's going to be a fun one on Saturday on ABC from the Cotton Bowl, the Red River rivalry. Welcome back here to Bowling Green, Kentucky. Start of the fourth quarter with Western Kentucky leading UTEP 34-17. This offense for WKU, Rainey, averaging 6.8 yards a play here tonight.
And the defense stepped up as well, just taking the momentum back in this ball game. Exactly what a good team should do and has done.
Beltcamp's pass to the sideline is incomplete, looking for Keyshawn Johnson. They've done a nice job of mixing things up tonight and pretty balanced. 222 yards through the air, 168 on the ground for 390 total tonight. Beltcamp with the 2 touchdowns and the 1 pick. Messer has been his best target. This is Young in the carry. Gets into UTEP territory to the 49-yard line. Gain of 5. Messer tonight, 6 catches, 106 yards. It's number 8 for Western Kentucky.
Well, the thing I really like about this Western Kentucky offense, nice job by Beltcamp spreading it around. We've seen a lot of different receivers catch the ball. Helms, the tight end, and of course, Elijah Young has run the ball very effectively. Like it when an offense does that.
Third down here, 3rd down and 5. Beltcamp gets away, can run forward. He's got plenty of room. First down, goes out of bounds.
And smart play. And so UTEP sends a blitz. There's coverage on the back end. Beltcamp knows that, breaks the pocket, and has a ton of green turf in front of him. It's man-to-man coverage. DBs have their backs turned to him, and then he gets a lot of yardage, and he gets out of bounds, does not take a hit. I was worried he was going to take a hit there. Wisely gets out of bounds after the big run.
Third rush of 20-plus yards for Western Kentucky tonight. Beltcamp, nice play fake, gets it out to Johnson. Makes a move, makes a man miss, cuts it back. Keyshawn Johnson going to set up a 1st and goal for Western Kentucky. Stratton Strufeld brought him down.
And big Trayvon Taylor, 73, the offensive lineman. Watch him get out in space and make the block there. He's playing left tackle, gets out, blocks him once, blocks him twice, and actually gets a little hand on another guy and a third guy. Love that out of a big 6'5", 320-pound left tackle.
Yeah, great call on that one, Rainey. Back-to-back 20-yard plus plays here for Western Kentucky. Now a handoff to Young, goes up the middle, he spins, and he's brought down inside the 5-yard line.
And that's what good teams do in Western Kentucky. Give up the kickoff return. UTEP gets some momentum, outscores them 10-0, but then you come back and take over this game. And they've done that and looking to put another touchdown on the board in here.
Tyson Helton's group. Got some really good drives in this game here tonight, trying to tack on another one and really put this thing out of reach. Beltcamp running, throwing on the run, catch by Matheson for the touchdown. Michael Matheson does it again. And 6 more on the board for the Hilltoppers, 40-17.
Yeah, nice play call by offensive coordinator Will Friend. Roll him out to the right. Protection goes with him as well. Everyone rolls out. A good throw on the run by Beltcamp, and another touchdown reception by Michael Matheson.
6 plays, 53 yards, and they do it quickly. 2 minutes and 33 seconds. I mean, talking about moving the ball,
yeah.
You know.
Answer after answer, and the offense is humming.
Carnero's extra point is good. 41-17. Western Kentucky. 12:27 to go here tonight. This Thursday night, Bowling Green, Kentucky. Hilltoppers well in command. Well, how good has Caden Beltcamp been here tonight? The sophomore quarterback for Western Kentucky. He's done it in a variety of ways.
He's been tremendous. Local kid, right? 6'6", 240. Can spin it, spread it around, and make some plays with his feet as well.
You know, he's experienced. He had the big comeback win in the bowl game. I mean, he's done a lot here at Western Kentucky, and he's having a dynamic night tonight.
2023 famous Toastery Bowl offensive MVP in that bowl game. Here's Wren on the return after the 100-yard kickoff return the last time. This time they shut him down before the 20. But then, you know, you got Veldkamp, right, who's from Bowling Green, right here in town, went to South Warren High School. Actually ended up entering the transfer portal, but then came back here. We got a huge lineup on Saturday, by the way. We talked about it in Alabama, then the Texas-Oklahoma game, and then LSU on Saturday night in Death Valley.
I mean, look at all the storylines. So everyone wants to see how Alabama answers after the upset loss at Vanderbilt. Got the Red River rivalry, right? We know what that's all about. And then LSU and Ole Miss, you got number 13 versus number 9. So a lot going on in the SEC on ABC.
We've got it all for you coming up on Saturday. Gonna flip it over to Wren here. And a sweep. It's out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Picks up 6. You want to get in the hands of the playmakers, right? I mean, we talked about Cam Thomas, 5, who has been lined up all over the place, and that's what they do with him. Also Wren, he's a running back, but you saw what he did on special teams and what he did right there. Here's Jolly, who's had a really good game tonight, 22 in the backfield. It's back to him. Nice job off the left side. Gets a first down run to the 31.
And the thing I like too, you know, you're down in this game, but you're not deviating from what your game plan is, right? You're still running the ball. You're in the fourth quarter. You're not just going to try to throw it all around because, again, you got a young team. You're trying to build each and every week, and so you got to stick with your game plan, and that's what Scotty Walden's doing.
This Western Kentucky defense throughout this season has really done a solid job. If they hold on tonight, it'll be 4-2 on the campaign. Jolly trying to stretch it out and be knocked out before the 40-yard line. So they've picked up 9 turnovers gained this season. Okay, they've allowed only 15.8 points per game coming in. That was after the loss to Alabama to start the year. So you throw that one out. And then here tonight, they've given up 17. But remember, 7 was on the kickoff return.
So really, the defense has only given up 10 points in this game tonight.
And they have 7 tackles for loss as well in this game. And then coming in, the red zone defense is 1st in Conference USA and 5th nationally. So it really hasn't been a lot of time, I don't think at all tonight, that UTEP has been inside the red zone. So
coming into this game, I was impressed with the defensive front for Western Kentucky, and it's very experienced up front. 8 Deontay McCray, Dallas Walker, Hosea Wheeler. We've called those names out a bunch tonight. Zach Edwards.
Flags come in. You saw the stats there with a pick and a couple of sacks to go along with the tackles for loss tonight.
Terrion Thompson's another one for Western Kentucky. We've called his name a bunch.
There's Dallas Walker, too, as well, 35. Really good story with Walker.
Personal
Let's
foul.
get this call first.
Illegal hands to the face. Defense, number 0. 15-yard penalty from the end of the play. Automatic first down.
Wheeler gets called with a foul there.
Right side of the screen, you just see that hand up there, 0, and try to pull up. You know, they're both kind of doing it. Usually, sometimes if it's not super egregious, they let it go, but it's enough to call it. Hosea Wheeler was a kid a few years ago on his visit. He was hitting the sled. That's how much he loves football.
Right. 1st and 10 here for UTEP at the Western Kentucky 41-yard line. And Locklear trying to get back to the original line of scrimmage. Going to lose the yard. Deontay McCray on the tackle. Loss of 1.
I love Tyson Summers, defensive coordinator. He's dialing up blitzes. He wants his defense to stay aggressive. He's rotating guys in. They're still getting after it.
8th tackle for loss here tonight. Yeah, Summers is dialed in, that's for sure. When we talked to him yesterday, we probably could have spent about 3 hours
easily
talking with him. Usually the meetings go for an hour. I think we took an hour with Summers.
Just him alone.
Right, before we got to Tyson Helton and offensive coordinator Will Friend, and then passing complete. Guidry knocked that one down.
Yeah, Kylan Guidry, number 5, he deflects that ball. He's one of the best tacklers on the team, and exactly what you want to do. If you can't get to the quarterback, just time it up, be athletic. And oh, by the way, Guidry 6'4", 240, athletic, good vertical leap, knocks that one down.
There's Summers, and you know, we talked to him too, and this was the thing he had back in the day about what he called knockouts, right? You know, and the knockouts are takeaways, getting 3 and outs, forcing the team to a field goal, or getting a 4th down stop. Kind of the way that he measures his defense. And more on that here after this 3rd down play where Locklear is going to take off, and he's going to get tackled down a couple yards shy of the first, call it 3 yards shy to the 34 by the combination of Terrence Ellis and Keyshawn Swanson. It's a gain of 8.
And there's Tyson Summers, defensive coordinator, and see him making those hand calls. And so another coach actually talks to the player that has the communications, which is Darius Thomas, number 3, and he signals in. So they have a little system going as well, and it's interesting. As Mike said, we talked to him for an hour yesterday.
It really connects really well with these players. And now Jolly trying to pick up the 1st down on 4th and 3, and he's not going to get there. He's going to be tackled down on the spot. And Sebastian Benjamin, along with Deontay McCray, for the Western Kentucky defense. And they take over on downs. There's another knockout.
Yeah, 9 and 8. Benjamin, McCray get to the ball carrier, make the tackle, another tackle for a loss. It's a turnover on downs. Western Kentucky ball on the other side in control.
Big things happening here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Got the Hilltopper Fieldhouse that they're working on, 120,000 square feet indoor training space for the Hilltopper Athletics, and the Big Red Marching Band as well. And look at that, home to WKU Forensics and Esports, and the project is set to be completed in late 2025.
We walked the facility yesterday, what they've done at the stadium, the advancements here, their football offices, beautiful campus, great facilities, and doing some really good things here at Western Kentucky.
No, they really are making a lot of improvements here. Now the handoff is going to go to George Hart for Western Kentucky. 1st down across the 45-yard line. As they're well in command here. And, you know, they've been focusing on these improvements, right? A $50 million press box, and then, you know, we just talked about this practice facility coming. The administration has been great here at this university, and you know they got concerts, right, coming up before games. They got Flow Rider coming on October 30th, which is cool. It's right over to the left behind the end zone over here, and we did a game here last year.
Jordan Davis
was here, right? Back to Hart, and flags come flying in.
Gonna be a little hold in the middle there.
During the run, holding, offense number 78. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat 1st down.
So, you know, normally, you know, Quantavious Leslie would say he's holding. We only say their name when they hold. He's the best offensive lineman. He's the leader of that offensive unit.
Was going to focus on talking about him earlier in the game. We're about to ISO him, but then all he did was open up a hole on the left side, and the running back went like 30 yards.
And that time he overmanned him and just slammed him, and when you do that, they're going to call holding.
It's back to Hart, and he breaks free for the moment. He got tripped up at midfield. Good job there, saving a touchdown.
You know, getting back to Tyson Helton, the head coach, you know, he told us this program's player-driven. He loves what the university's doing, what the administration's doing. And, you know, a lot of people think the grass is greener, right, on the other side. When you're a coach at a Group of 5 program going to a quote-unquote bigger program. He knows this is a great place for him, and he's done wonders here.
Across the middle. And it's Johnson, 19 yards, upset that he fell down. John Burris III then to make the play for UTEP.
Yeah, good throw by Velkamp. Nice catch by Keyshawn Johnson. Talked about what an addition he's been. Transfer from Alabama State to this Western Kentucky team.
Hilltoppers moving it once again. Young is in the backfield here on first down and 10. Velkamp loses the snap, picks it back up, and he's going to be taken down. One of the few miscues tonight for this Western Kentucky team. Lance Russell on the tackle.
Yeah, and Wisely just falls on it. And he just took his eyes off the ball because the snap was good. He was going to be kind of like a zone read as he was going to give it to Elijah Young or pull it, drops the ball, but Wisely just jumps on it, keeps the clock moving.
Negative play there, but overall tonight, Western Kentucky has rushed for over 200 yards, and that is now the 5th time in the last 6 games this season that UTEP has given up 200 or more on the ground, as Katie Hutchinson has this one for Western Kentucky. So, I mean, you recap what you've seen tonight here for UTEP. Some really good things, but then, you know, giving up some big plays, and that's what's kind of hurt them.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt about it. Again, a young team for UTEP. They got to keep learning, keep fighting, and they will. And then you look at Western Kentucky, they're in position to win Conference USA. They're a good team, and it's going to be a fight to the finish, and they're in a good position here as they start this second half stretch, if you will, which is all conference games from here on out.
Going to go to 4-2 after tonight, and as we said, a point away from the BC win a week ago to be 5-1. This pass is incomplete. And Velkamp looking for Keyshawn Johnson. They're going to go to Sam Houston 6 days from now in a game that we'll have for you on ESPN2. That's on October 16th.
And, oh, by the way, Sam Houston playing a lot better football this season under Casey Keeler.
Yep. I like what we've seen out of Velkamp, though, tonight. The sophomore field goal attempt. This is going to be a 54-yard attempt for Lucas Carnero. Carnero got it from 54. Count it. 44-17. All right, so we can probably update this here very shortly. 2-0 would be Western Kentucky right now. 4-2 overall as you look at the Conference USA standings. Liberty undefeated. You said it. Casey Keeler, known for a long time, 5-1. What a season that Sam Houston's having. Jacksonville State right there.
Rich
It's a competitive conference
looked
this
good
year.
last night, yeah.
Wren on the return for UTEP. Taken down at the 20-yard line.
So that's going to be a big game in Conference USA play next week.
It is.
Western Kentucky and Sam Houston.
Hilltoppers have Sam Houston, as you said, 6 days from tonight. You end the season at Liberty and home versus Jacksonville State.
Could come down to those two for sure.
Right.
Yeah. Long way to go, though. You know, coaches hate when we talk about that because they're just like, let's stay focused one game at a time.
Flag flies. Goodman on the catch for UTEP. Then he got hit late. I wonder if that'll draw another flag, but apparently not. Knocked out by Karan Hayward.
Yeah, I think he was still on the sideline inbounds, so I think it was a good hit.
Illegal formation. Offense had 5 players in the backfield.
It's going to be
5-yard penalty.
That's the first penalty tonight. Okay,
Yeah.
So there's going to be a bunch of things that Scotty Walden will look at this game and say, "Boy, we did a great job with the, you know, other than this one you just saw, the one penalty." I mean,
and
no
that's just a pre-snap penalty where you're illegal formation. So you just someone lined up incorrectly there, and so
you do have to be really excited about that because there was 120 yards of penalties by this team last week, so they corrected that.
In college football, you say, listen, there's no moral victories. We need to win. But when you have a young team and you've taken over this team, yes, there's no moral victories, but you gain things. You gain positivity from doing things better. There's progress and a process, right?
Yeah, and here's another positive one tonight, and I know he just got stopped there, but Jolly has over 100 yards rushing tonight, number 22, the redshirt freshman. And you look at the stats, right, coming in. I mean, Javon Jackson.
They were not good.
No. Jackson's 233 yards led the way.
Yeah.
Okay, the entire season. And Jolly only had 76 yards coming in. Corey Wren had 24 yards carrying, and that's about it. And then he's over 100 yards tonight, so that's another positive they can draw from.
Cleaned up the penalties, of course. We talked about that.
Locklear, flag down. Got a hold there as the pass is out to Cam Thomas.
And that's how you know your defensive line's doing work. They only rushed 3.
Right.
They dropped 8 back, and they still drew a holding call with that inside rush in the middle.
Holding. Offense, number 65. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat, second down.
So just when we started giving them kudos for no penalties, you know, legal formation, and you get a holding call. But that's a holding call forced by the defensive line, and you see that rush there from number 92, Marcus Patterson. You forced that hold, right, with your play.
But with under 4 minutes to go in the game, when it's pretty much in hand, I mean, you're going to say, okay, fine, there's a couple penalties there. But, I mean, it's
but again,
the ones that hurt.
that one, it's kind of the lazy holding calls that was driving Coach Walden nuts when they get the hands extended. That's just a ball player going at you, making a play, and you're forced to hold them.
Yeah. Back to Jolly. This Western Kentucky team is just picking up speed, right, as the season continues to go on now. They're going to be 4-2, and we've seen it offensively tonight, and we've seen unbelievable work defensively tonight by this team as well. Remember, 17 points given up, 7 is on a 100-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, so that was a special team situation. So they've given up 10 points tonight.
Yeah, no,
and it's a dangerous team moving forward, Western Kentucky.
And the amount of TFLs they've had tonight, outstanding. Getting to the ball carrier behind the line of scrimmage. And they're at 8 on the night.
Yeah. Really, really good. And, you know, you think special teams on the other side of your Western Kentucky. I just want to bring it up because Lucas Carnero knocking down that 54-yard field goal. I mean, he's 21 of 21 on extra points. He's 7 of 8 field goals tonight. And the 54-yarder ties the second longest in team history. And the record is 57. Back in 1971. That's amazing. So. Third down and 15 for UTEP. Clock winding down, under 3 minutes to go in the contest. Locklear, look out, pressure from his backside. Gets it over the middle, and the catch is made by Goodman, and he's got a first down. It's dead at the 33, it's a gain of 18.
Yeah, good throw by Locklear there. Forced out of the pocket, rolls to his right. Throws it back in the middle, which usually you don't want to do. And I know why Goodman kept running there. He thought he rolled over the defender, but they called him down.
Locklear taking a shot, looking for Cam Thomas, and almost a one-handed grab on the sideline.
And you want to make your defensive coordinator mad? Give up a play over the top right now with 2:23 left. You cannot do that. And Cam Thomas gets behind him and almost makes a circus catch on the sideline. Just can't bring it in.
Locklear, pass is caught, Goodman. And ripped out of bounds at the 41, couple yards shy of the first down. As we come up on the 2-minute timeout here. And we have reached the 2-minute timeout. from Bowling Green, Kentucky, 44-17. And the Hilltoppers, 2 minutes away, being 4-2 in the season. ESPN Plus is the home of more than 400 Conference USA events for the fall, winter, and spring seasons, including these volleyball matches coming up your way on Sunday. Middle Tennessee and Jacksonville State. They got Louisiana Tech and UTEP. Go to ESPNplus.com to sign up. Back with 2 minutes to go in the fourth here. It's a third down for UTEP at their own 41-yard line. Game pretty much in hand, obviously. The handoff here. For the first down run to Jolly. And he gets across the 45-yard line. Big thanks to our crew up here in the booth tonight. Stats with Alan Trifley. Our spotter, Dave Kelly. Our stage manager, Meredith Musgrove. Thank you. Our producer tonight, Andrea Crawford. Our director, Steve Toll. Emily Barker, Seamus Kreider, Matt Stein. Great work, everyone. Audio tonight with Rich Swingley, Clem Tiggs with us up here in the booth, Nathan Talley on the field. Video with Pete Lucarelli and replay with Bree Manley and Bailey Chamberlain. Locklear throws it away.
Great crew as usual. I'm doubling up. I got to fly to Buffalo for a game, so I'm trying to take Clem with me from the booth, but he doesn't want to come.
Why not? We've had him a couple of times.
I know.
It's great work up here, and they got a little bit of a lift, right? Because you got to walk down some of these steps.
Oh, Clem's getting a workout bringing this equipment up and down in this stadium.
Yeah, you do have to go down a few steps before you get to the elevator. So
big steps too.
Thank you for all your work.
No, the whole crew, great job tonight.
.124 to go. Jolly again. Great camera work by our crew tonight. Mike Murian, Jeff McBride, Kirk Summer, Tim Morris, Chuck Somerville, and Dave Edgar. Great work tonight, guys. Thanks very much. But a fun one on this Thursday night. Had the new uniforms and the helmets inspired by Big Red, the mascot. And Western Kentucky.
Where is that mascot?
Can't find it. Locklear. Pass out to Jolly. Another first down into Western Kentucky territory.
Jolly's had a nice night.
He has had a really good
running hard.
Yeah.
He's making catches. A lot for them to gain from tonight. So they get ready to play FIU next week at home. Sun Bowl.
High pass hauled in by Goodman. And Coach Walden knows that they're going to have, they have the support. They had 41,000 at that first home game. They got $5 million going into their locker room. He said the city, the weather, in El Paso, Texas. He said it's really one of the most misrepresented places that he's ever lived in. And we've heard from our staff that it's a beautiful city and they got a lot going on.
He believes it's a hidden gem. Yeah. Again, talk about the recruiting area that he's in, and you talked about the stadium they play in, and just he just believes it's the right fit from him. You know, grew up in Texas. He understands the area and recruiting-wise, and he's excited to take over the program.
And on the other side for Tyson Helton and this Western Kentucky group, similar things. Excellent job with the facilities and things going on here in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and they're taking advantage of it. They're going to be 4-2 after this game tonight.
And obviously wants to win Conference USA, but after tonight, they're only 2 wins away from Tyson Helton taking them to 6 straight bowl games
in the 6 years.
In the 6 years he's coached, so it's pretty impressive.
Jolly for UTEP, as you said, 27 carries tonight, reading 119 yards, 2 receptions for 21. Clear up the middle with Cam Thomas in the catch. The clock will stop just to move the chain. Should probably have our last play of the night here. 12 yards gained on the play. Clock running. They get it off. Final play. Penalty, Locklear. And they'll trip them up, and that will do it. So Western Kentucky wins it tonight over UTEP. The final, 44-17.
Well, you like the fight in UTEP, right? Come out in that second half to kind of get back in this game, but then the answer from Western Kentucky That man, Tyson Helton's team, looks great on offense, great on defense, and they're right where they want to be here as they get this second half stretch in Conference USA. They're going to be fighting for the championship or getting that game end of the season.
Yep, 2-0 in the conference, 4-2 overall. That's going to do it for us tonight. Rainey, as always, pleasure, my friend.
Fun as always.
See you soon. That's going to do it. Rainey and Gully and Mike Corey, so long from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Thanks for watching on this Thursday night. The final, Western Kentucky 44, UTEP 17. So long from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Have a great night, everyone.